Good morning, folks, folkettes, and everything in between and beyond. My name is Roy, the host of Mahapanies, and I'm recording here for what's going to be a penny quickies because again, I'm mixing the post game from yesterday and the pre-game for today. Not going to have many opportunities of recording throughout Thanksgiving, so I hope I can release another video on Wednesday night, and I think that's it until December 1st. But that's okay. That's because I'm going to have my beloved son over for the holiday of Thanksgiving. This is how it works, parents. In any which case, which is something that I see a lot. Let's talk about the Miami Heat against the 76ers yesterday briefly. And I say briefly just because everything is going to be brief. These are penny quickies. I just want to kind of get through with it. Whenever I look at stats and I mention stats, I'm looking at something in the screen. So I may look at it wrong. I said yesterday, for example, that we were going to get to the fifth consecutive win. I meant the fourth consecutive win. I saw the 76ers at 23rd pace, but then when the game started, I saw stats saying the 26th in pace. Not that it makes a big difference. And I've heard some interesting comments today, specifically from Sean Rochester in in Five Reasons Sports, saying that any team that does not execute a good offense is going to have trouble against Miami. I like that comment. I like our consistency. I like that the team is working well together. And then we also, of course, we have Tyler Herro hopefully coming back to play tonight. We already talked about starting lineups and possibilities, which is something that almost every podcaster is doing. We're going to do a little bit of a version here, but let's talk about the game. Uh, we had very interesting basically two interesting trends, which is Bam Adebayo doing very well on offense. Khalil Ware having another amazing game, right? Again, he had I think a season high 8 offensive rebounds, 8 defensive rebounds, so 16 rebounds again with 2 steals. Only 2 personal fouls, no turnovers, with the plus minus of plus 26, the highest on the court. So, of course, again, ball game goes to him. A couple of people had minuses. The one minus was Jaime Jaquez, but again, right, 83.3 field goal percentage, 10 out of 12, 66.7 free throw percentage. I think that is the part that makes it the most difficult, right? Again, 10 points, only 2 rebounds, but 7 assists, 1 offensive rebound, which I think is very important. And Jaime Jaquez had 4 turnovers, which puts him at a -4. Simone Fontecchio didn't have the most amazing job. He keeps shooting and missing, but still makes very important ones. Had about 18 minutes, a little bit under that. With 25% only field goal percentage, but did give us a few songs like 2 triples basically, which is what it does. 6 points, 2 assists, and 3 rebounds. So again, not a bad night for him. But those were the negatives. And Keshad Johnson with a -3. Keshad Johnson, of course, could not do the same. 2 out of 5 field goals made. Still 4 points, 1 foul, 1 turnover, 1 block, which he keeps bringing to the table, and 1 rebound. I think that Keshad Johnson's minutes could be always improved because I think he's a player that can improve. I did not think about him. I did not like him in the beginning of the season, but he might have a better upside than Highsmith, who was the last person that I kind of misjudged as such. So, Miami Heat, for the Miami Heat, Pelle Larsson had a plus minus +9 with 6 points. Unfortunately, 3 fouls, 2 turnovers, but 1 steal, 8 assists, 7 rebounds, only 1 offensive, 18 points for Bam Adebayo. Bam Adebayo had 13 rebounds, with 10 of those being defensive, only 3 offensive, which is why Khalil Ware stands so much. 1 assist, 1 steal, 2 turnovers, 1 foul only. Then we had Normal Powell with 32 points. Amazing, a beast, a guy that we can always rely on scoring, but still 1 assist, only 4 rebounds, 3 of those defensive. 2 personal fouls and 1 turnover. Davion Mitchell has been having a ratio of 1 turnover per 5 assists. Scored 8 points. deserve a triple double. That guy, 8 points, uh, 12 assists, and 8 rebounds, seven of them defensive. So almost a triple double. A couple more rebounds, a couple more points, and then he would have been on his way. And the only one person that I think is because I'm not going to talk about Myron Gardner playing under a minute or Jameer Young playing under a minute. Jameer Young scored 2 points. Um, that's completely irrelevant. But Drew Smith with 16 minutes had 9 points, two turnovers, one block, if I'm not mistaken. Is that correct? Yeah, one block, no steals, no rebounds, no assists. Is that it? Yeah, no, four rebounds and one assist. So not a bad night at all. And I think that this is the part that is the most interesting to talk about, right? Our shot charts, and then, of course, the fact that we had 58 to their 47 rebounds, 32 to their 28 assists, seven steals apiece. They had nine blocks, we only had two. They had 14 turnovers. We increased our rate to 14. Sorry, they had 14. We increased our rate to 13. We shot 34.4. They shot 34.1 in 3 points percentage. Field goal percentage 49 us, 44.9 them, so 45% them. And free throws, a disastrous 66.7 for us, 78 for them. But points in the paint, 72 to Miami to 52 to Philly. 18 second chance points versus 15, Miami and Philly. Fast break points, again, ridiculous difference, 26 for Miami, 15 to Philly. So we're playing a good game. We are still number one in pace, and we are playing tonight against the number three in pace, Dallas Mavericks, but with a very different situation. So first of all, the one thing that Miami has improved, not the opponent points per game. We're still at 20th. We were at 21, hovering for a few games. We're still in 20th, allowing 118.9 points per game. But we improved from 20th to 16th to 12th to 7th rebounds per game at 46. Now, Dallas Mavericks are 28th in points per game. We're first. They have 109.9 points per game. Rebounds per game, they're 14th. We are 7th, 45.2. Assists per game, they are 28th. Again, we are first. They have 23.9 assists per game. And opponents' points allowed per game, they have 116 at 15th. We are worse only in that category. And there are a few categories in which we are just dominating, in hovering number three, number two, three, four, all around the league. Generally speaking, I do not fear the Dallas Mavericks. I did not fear any team that is not the Nuggets, to be honest, when it comes to a team that is well adjusted offensively and that can still do things defensively. So what do I fear? I fear trap games. I fear the fact that that won't surprise me at all if you rest a few players. I think that a couple of players. There's one player I think we're going to rest for sure is Normal Powell. He's been playing through injuries for the past game and a half or almost 2 games. I should say better. So there's that. So I think that today Tyler Herro comes in. Wiggins is hurt, so obviously Wiggins is I don't think is coming back tonight. At least I haven't heard that that's a possibility. I think that we're still going to be without Wiggins and Jovic, and so it makes it easier for Spo to keep Larson in the starting lineup, keep Davion Mitchell, Herro, Bam, and Ware. Right? I mean, like at the end of the day, uh, I don't know if Wiggins is going to be the one who's going to be back to the lineup. It does make more sense. A lot more people are saying that. So I know that I was wrong in my original assessment, thinking that a person who should go back to the bench, of course, in this case would be Ware, would be Larson, or would be Wiggins, so that he could come as a seventh man. I don't know, come with the second unit and kind of help. And again, we don't know about closing units. We don't know anything about that, but we do know that Tyler Herro, at least in my opinion, can only help this team. Offensively for sure, and good offense is going to always generate better defense, and better defense is always going to generate good offense. So those things work in tandem. I do understand that some people could be concerned with Tyler Herro because of his defensive skills and how the lineup works. But it is, and again, some people are doubting that Ware and Bam should start together, but I think they still should. And I think that a lot of fans want it to happen. I'm one of those fans, whether I understand basketball or not. I'm one of those fans. I prefer Ware and Bam and Wiggins coming off the bench if that's the case. But again, why do I prefer that, right? If the closing lineup will most likely have to have Wiggins, not just for clutch shots, but also for defense. So that's pretty much my assessment for the team for the game today. No high expectations, just no fear of the opponent, which is, again, a trap game is exactly that. When our team, not us, but our team, do not fear the opponent as much as they should and don't play 48 minutes, that's what happens. So here I'm just basically saying I do not fear them. I hope the Miami Heat team does because it's necessary for them, right? The Dallas Mavericks, I think are they are under like 4 or 5 games under 500. I forgot to see the exact standing, but they are, I think, 13th in their well, honestly, I don't right now. I'm not looking at anything, so I can't tell you exactly where they are. Let me see, just in case that the from the three people that watches, some of you do not know, or one of you does not know. Um, Let me see where the Dallas Mavericks stand today. So Dallas Mavericks right now sit at 13th. That's correct. 5-13, right? That's their win-loss. I thought I saw 6-13. Maybe there's a game that I missed. I don't know. But in any case, stay safe, stay dry, stay as happy as possible, and let's get it. And a second night of back-to-back. Let's go Heat.